So much wind. Of course it calms down when I start filming, but so much wind. You can see that one dancing a little bit. This random tree that planted itself near our house. Yeah, we're in a high winds warning. In addition to it just being generally damp and rainy today. It's gonna be fun, I guess. Might have to go with a waterproof camera once I leave. And now here comes all of the rain. Oh boy. It's gonna be a fun one. Alright, back to a little more testing with the good old 5D Mark II. Now this, according to the meters, is a properly exposed dead-on image, according to the sensors. This is actually completely and totally exposed, and according to the peaking things, that main poster on the wall that's in the center of the frame is in focus. So is the top of the lamp in the iMac. So I'm going to review this all later. Let's bring it in here. Yeah. So according to the peaking thing, that should be entirely in focus. According to the meter on top of my camera, we're still dead on locked exposure. So I don't really know. But to me, it looks a little bit dark. And I don't know, I'd say ISO 160 looks a little bit more perfectly exposed to me. But that is actually reading is a little bit hot. The display could definitely be a little bit more a little bit brighter for what I'm used to, but yeah. So that's in focus again. Alright, well, I'll look at this a little bit later because, well, I've got to go get Sarah soon. And I'll explain why in just a few minutes. Alright, back on the T6 side for the moment. I was called on the T3, which it's not. A couple of things happened today. One, first off, if you'll notice, there is a ton of computer junk here. That doesn't look like that much. You say, well, yeah, that's because, look over here. Let me bump the ISO real quick. Yeah, a ton of computer junk indeed, because I think I'm 99% certain I've taken you guys to the storage locker before. The storage locker is no more. My father actually completely and totally unloaded it today. So, yeah, everything you see here has been unloaded from said storage locker. It's empty. We closed our account. It's empty, guys. Everything is gone. So, yeah, because that's one big expense. Because I think my mom said that was costing us like $200 a month or something to rent. The autofocus on this camera really has problems doing it, which is why I usually prefer to do it manually. Holy crap, that's difficult. Hey, Kelly. Hello. Now it wants a little more. Just 200. So Cookie is over there too. But, I guess I've got to stick down here for just a little while because I've got to head out pretty shortly to go get Sarah, and I will tell you why. Let me just turn on the one light real quick, just get a little bit more light in the room, and it's not really going to have like any effect on me, I guess, apparently, but I haven't vlogged down here in quite some time. I'm alone, and there's a reason for that. And by alone, I mean like here alone for now. Okay, that's fine. Because of the train issues, and you're like, train issues, really? Well, yeah. You saw all the, and by the way, yes, the earlier vlog footage shot on the GoPro was shot on the same day, which means I've shot on 4 different cameras today. Good luck on this, me. Whatever. But yeah, all the GoPro footage, it was like immediately like rainy day, and then it cut to look at how nice it is outside. Yeah, that's all shot today. Just really shows how rapidly Philadelphia weather can change. So this morning, when it was rainy, we actually lost some service. I think they said that the far track, the one I usually come back on, was affected by a fallen tree, which means that there's some like lack of service for the most part on the train line going out, which of course always creates problems because when there's lack of service and things getting delayed, it means that trains have problems going in and out, and it usually stacks all day because there's only so much time for those trains to turn around. But the thing is that Amtrak started having signal problems shortly after that got resolved. So Amtrak trains have been having signal problems, and when that happens, they usually slow everything down. And in today's case, it's to 20 miles an hour. And those things, like especially the express trains, can fly up to like 90 or so on most of this, which means that when you're crawling at 20 miles an hour, the 1 minute between the station turns into about 5. So it takes forever to get home. And because everything's been running so slowly, they've actually wound up canceling just about every other train because the ones that aren't canceled are like 20 minutes late. So, what is this? Sarah is texting me. She says that they just left Cotton, which means I need to get going in like 10 minutes or so. But, yeah, so I've been telling people, I was like, don't take the train home, just go take something else home. So Sarah decided to hop on the L, and my mother is taking the R3, the West Trenton line. So my father left a little while ago to get her. I'm on the rescue mission for Sarah. And that's about it right now, because it took me a little while to get home. I got on the train at like, well, the train was late to begin with. It was like 5 minutes, 6 minutes late when I got on it, which of course is just residual delays, because when the trains are bouncing back, you know, if they've got 15-minute turnarounds and there's trains 20 minutes late, well, you've got a problem. And so it really just stacks and stacks and stacks. But yeah, so once we hit Holmesburg, we were doing like 20 miles an hour between stations, so it literally took us 10 minutes to do 2 stops after we left Holmesburg. So I didn't wind up getting back here until like 2, so it took me like 50 minutes on a train that usually takes me like an hour. But it's still not getting any worse because rush hour is obviously making everything super, super crowded. So I just ultimately decided that I wanted nothing to do with this, and I told people to also want nothing to do with it, basically. Oh well, I'm going to leave shortly to go get Sarah. What are you two doing over there? There's 2 cats in the window. No, I can focus. Camera, please, you're going to help me out here. You're not focused at all. The mail doesn't count. You know what helped if I had servo on? Oops, I must have tapped that by accident. But yes, there are multiple cats in the window. I'm gonna cut and go get Sarah. Well, this is apparently our new storage locker for the moment. There's a lot of stuff in here. Like, all this is all from like car shows in years past. There's a ton of printers in here to show you really how often printers fail. That or you just can't find cartridges for them anymore. It happens so often. Not to mention the food cabinets collapsing, so all that stuff in that box is still from the food. But yeah, it's a little bit of a mess in here for the moment to say the very least. But that's okay, I guess. Right? Hi.
Hi.
How's everything going with you?
Okay.
Better than yesterday, you think?
Yep.
Anything important you're working on?
Studio like usual.
Is it coming along well, though?
I'm almost done with this diagram. I screwed it up the last time I colored this bit, but I'm almost done with this. Now I just need to put captions, and then I'm done.
For the night or overall?
For the night, I got one more of these bad boys to do, and then another project.